Hi, this is Shihab. Today I'm going to show you how you can implement REST API using Prism, mysql and node.js. So in previous video I have shown you that how you can set up the routing system in your node application, but today we are going to set up the routing system from the external file. Here we can see we have several folder and we have also the router path, and instead of this folder I just creating the routing.js for implementing the router section. So I'm just creating the app routing. This probably route.js. This is the applicable name for me, and here you can see we have already app.js, and this is just running the server instead of the app.js, and our port is 3000. And if we check it out, our server is whether it's working or not. So for that we have to create the routing system here, and recently we have created the routing system in the app.js, but this is not a standard way that we have recently used. But today we are just starting the routing system from the route.js. So for that we have to initialize the routing system here, and what I'm going to do is just getting the express.js from the express, and here I will just mention that express recur express equal recur. Yeah, it will be come from the express, and here you can see I will just mention that express as a routing. So const router equal express. Yeah, this would be express dot router. Yeah, this one would be, and I will just export my router from the route.js. Here you can see I have just make the variable over here, and I will just export the module. So for that what I can do here is just export. This would be the module.export equal router. So here what I have done is actually I have created a variable, and I have called express.js here, and here you can see I can call the express. Yeah, I can call the express first, then so express.router. This should work, and what I'm going to do here is just call the express here. Yeah, app.use express. This one should be router. Yeah, I have just imported the routing system from the router, and I just have to remove the bracket. Yeah, this is just demonstrate the routing system is apparently working. So I am just going to create another routing system. This one should be the get method. So I'm just router.get. Yeah, this is would be the API. Yeah, API dot get or get user, and here I want to firstly I want to create a ES6 function and just send, and I will just get the request and response from it, and I will return the response as JSON. Yeah, recently we have not returned any kind of response as JSON, but today we are just returning the JSON type data. So I'm just placing the name here is the message. Yeah, the message is gonna be yeah, server working properly. Yeah, this seems like that. So what can I do here? We have just created the router method. Routing is a get method, and I will just call this routing from the using the postman, and I have done to install a postman in my PC, and I recently have suggested, and in the first tutorial I have shown that how you can install the postman on your PC. So I have here the postman. I will just check it out whether my routing system is working or not. Also you can check it out with your browser. So I have also the postman. I can check it out with the postman, or postman or browser. So as this is a get method, all browsers work with the get method system. So this is the get method. Yeah, this is the get method I have created with API get user. So if I check it out in my browser, here you can see the localhost 3000 slash API slash get user, and if I see here, this is just showing me that get method API dot get method is not working. So what can I do here is just type the API, and if I check it out again, that it's just showing that message service working properly. So that means our routing system is properly working. But what I'm going to do here is just demonstrating several routing system like get method, put method, or edit method. So how we can do that? So yeah, here you can see we have created only one routing system, that is a get method API slash get user. So I'm just going to create another router, is going to be post method. Yeah, this gonna also API slash create user, because of we are going to create the user first, then we will just create the function. But what I'm going to do is just follow the standard way that what we can use here is we have just called a function over here, right? So but this is not a standard way. We can follow the standard way to create the controller here. Every function called the controller. So what can I do here is just create the user controller. This name would be user controller node.js. That means every controller based on relevant to the user would be created here. So what can we do here? Just make relationship with the controller to the user controller here. So I will just remove my function that I have recently created, like ES6 function. But what can I do here is just remove this function from here. And instead of this removing, I can just call the function here as a get user const get user. Just write the capital letter user equal, we'll just call the function, and function should be essence, because of we will just request the data to the server. So for that we can use the async function. In the JavaScript tutorial I have shown you that why you will use the asynchronous function in the request function. So I'm just getting the request and response, so I will just return my function as a get user. So for that, what can I do here? Just module dot export. What I'm going to export is just get user and get user and I will just create another function, and this will contain the post method. Or that means we will just create the user using this controller. So this is going to be create user function. Yeah, that means function, and I will just write the name is create. That means create function, and I will just creating another one. This would be update. That means we will just put the user to update the data of that. So update user. So I have here several function, and I will just export it, and that means I will just exporting is globally. I can access it from everywhere. So I'm just creating user and update user. So I have done to export every other function that I've recently created now. So I'm just going to access this all the function. That means this means user controller. So I'm just getting the function from the user controller. That means get user, get user, and I can get also another one is create user. That means create user, and I have also one is put method for updating router dot put. That means I will just name it API slash update user. Yeah, so I'm just calling the function, or the controller is update user from the update, yeah, from the update file. So I have done to write the controller routing system in my Node application. So if we check it out from here, I will just return something. That means red.send. I have here, yeah, I have here the request and response. So I'm going to do is just res.json. That means we will just send the JSON type data, and this message should be, yeah, message is gonna be working. Yeah, so this is something like that. So if I check it out that whether our routing system is properly working or not from the external controller, we can check it out from here. If we just write the name up here, also we can check it out by get user and refresh it again. That means a message working. we can check it out from also the postman, and our method is gonna be post get method. And if we check it out, that API slash get user, if we request, then it's will just return message that working properly. So we will just I'm just going to create another routing system that composed of the create user, update user. So just connect every controller with the routing system. So what I'm going to do is just return something, return response.json. This message message is gonna be post method working, yeah, something like that. What I'm going to do is just copy everything, and message is gonna be update, yeah, update method is working. Okay, so update method is working properly. Then if we just call the function, our routing system is post, method is gonna be post. If we just change the method is post, and API slash create user, this should just message us that post method is working, because of we have to insert data. So as we want to insert data, for that we have to use the post method. So another things we have to fix, that whether the put method is working, that means update method is working. So what can we do here is just change the method is going to be put, and just write the update user, yeah. So it's just showing that update method is properly working. So we have done to create the routing system from the external file by creating the controller. But now what can we do here is just create a new user, because we have to connect the database. And as here we use the database as a MySQL server. So I have done to download the gem server to using the MySQL. So you can also download from the Google. So I have here the MySQL. I'll just start it, and Apache server is gonna be started. So what can we do here is just for creating new user, we need to install a MySQL from the MySQL server. You can install it manually or by installing the gem server. But over here you can see I have the gem server, and just I will connect the MySQL using node application by installing the MySQL too. Right. So I'm just opening the another command prompt, and I will just install the MySQL. So for that, what can we do here is just run the command that npm I mysql. Yeah, that means this will just show me that MySQL 2 is properly appropriate for yeah, MySQL 2 is properly appropriate for node applications. So I'm going to just install it here and click enter to install. And this is will not take longer time based on your network. And as my network is super fast, though I hope so, this is will not take longer. Okay, here you can see I have done to install the MySQL 2. And now what I'm going to do is just create connection with my um, system, with my application. So for that, what I'm going to do is just call a MySQL and get the MySQL first. So I'm just calling the MySQL from, yeah, require MySQL2. So what I'm going to do another things is just instead of the app.listen, I will just call the MySQL.create connection. And what I'm going to do is just create connection. I will just give it an object. So host gonna be localhost. So my I'm using the gem server, I'm just writing the host is the localhost, and the user gonna be root, yeah. So and the password, yeah, password gonna be empty, because I haven't not yet mentioned any kind of password in the gem server. So yeah, database, yeah, I need the database. So what I'm going to do is just go to the admin, and this will show me all the database created all the in the feature my admin. Yeah, so here you can see we have several databases here, but I'm going to create the new database for our application, and our application name is REST API. So I will just name it by writing the REST API only. So yeah, here you can see empty table. So for that, what we going to do is our table name would be user, and the number of column is preliminarily 4 is enough for us, no problem. So first one should be ID, and second one would be username. Yeah, username, and the third one would be email, user email, and we will eventually we will get the password. Yeah, password gonna be burger, and email would be also burger, and username also burger, no problem. So it's gonna be one, started from one, and this is the maximum value we are just placing here. 255 is probably appropriate, no problem. So as yeah, it's everything is gonna be defaultly null because of this is not required, right? So another things we can write here is id would be auto incremented. So every credential would be created, and by the creation of the every credential, an id would be automatically created and increment. So if we just click here the save, here you can see the structure, that username, email, and password. So I have here the database, and my database name is REST API, right? So I'm just placing my database here REST API, right? Okay. So here you can see mysql.connection and connect. I will just create the connect. Yeah, connect, get the two parameters. One is get error, and another one is get right. Okay, and the result. So we will just if the error, if it get any kind of error, then it will just return it just will send us the console. That means it will just console.log database error during connection. Okay, and or else, that means else, if it's work properly, then it will show us that console.log database connected properly or successful. Okay, so if we start our server here you can see database connected successfully. So everything is good to go. Here you can see we have just connected the database with our node application, and from next tutorial, that means from tutorial 4, we'll just show that how you can create the user using the external controller, and we will just write all the code here because of we have to follow the standard way. So for that, I will just create the next system or the further system from the user controller, and everything is would be started from the next part. So till then, wish you good luck. Bye. Thank you.